Hey guys, this is Nate from RunDreamAchieve.com. Hope you guys had a great weekend and you're off to a great start for the week. Today's video I wanted to talk on just some motivation for running a half marathon and why. What is your why? What is it that you're wanting to do in the sport? As I've thought back over the years in preparing for my own half marathon races, I always went back to what were my goals? What was I trying to do? Was it a specific time I was trying to run for the event? Was it a specific place I wanted to attain in terms of finishing the race? There's a lot of ups and downs when it comes to middle to long distance running, as you guys already know. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be days where you just simply do not have the motivation to go back out and put another workout in, or do a double run, or if you're doing two a day workouts where you're putting in those early morning runs before work and then after work. In terms of motivation for running a half marathon, there's a lot of reasons why we do this. For you personally, it could be you're trying to lose weight. Maybe you're trying to run under a 2-hour half marathon, or maybe under a 3-hour half marathon if you're more just getting started in the sport, or running your first half marathon. The best advice I can share with you guys is to really just believe in yourself. Do not give up, no matter what you're experiencing. No matter if it's time constraints with maybe you're going to school full time, maybe you work in a full time job, you're handling responsibilities with your family. Regardless of what it is, you got to find out what is your why, what is getting you out the door, and stick to that plan and don't let up. Know that whatever it is that you're trying to do in the sport is going to take commitment. There's nothing that's going to your goals and your times and how fast you want to run, or what specific races you're trying to go after. Great results are not going to fall in your lap. I wish I could give you some great news and tell you just go out and run easy every day and you're going to get great results. If you stay consistent over a long period of time, easy mileage in and of itself can still yield great results in the half marathon distance. It gets more technical the more specific you're wanting to be in regards to your performances. Or you're trying to run, say, a 5-minute mile pace for a half marathon, or you're trying to run 8-minute mile pace for a half marathon. Those are, different paces are going to vary. Are going to have to coincide with what you're trying to go after in the sport. If you're trying to run 8-minute mile pace for the half marathon, then you have to get comfortable running closer to around 7-minute mile pace for certain amounts of time. It might be short amounts of time, but you need to get accustomed to running much faster than your goal half marathon race pace in order to be able to sustain that pace over the entire 13.1 mile or 21.1 kilometers. Getting great results as a half marathon specialist, you have to stay consistent and know that perhaps the results and the goals that you're going after in the half marathon. And I think planning well and working your plan and planning your work is absolutely key when it comes to half marathon success. And as I think about motivation for running a half marathon, I think about all the years of the ups and downs of preparation and having bad races over the years myself. I ended up running 1:07:06 for the half marathon and 2:19:35 for the marathon distance. But I had a lot of bad races too over the years, and it all comes back to what it is that you're wanting to do, how motivated, how driven, how excited you are about preparing for your half marathon. And really that's what it comes down to as a long distance runner, knowing that great results are more than likely going to take us much longer than we expect. And I think if you can realize that and know that your goals may not be reached in a matter of a 16-week block of training. Granted, I have training programs from 5K all the way up to the marathon distance for beginners, all the way to advanced level athletes on RunDreamAchieve.com, as well as running courses for half marathon specialists. And sometimes even the best laid out plan will still not yield you the results that you're looking for in a matter of several weeks or a few months. It might take you a few tries. It may take you a few years to get to where you really want to compete. I started running half marathons when I was 24, so it was my junior year in college. I ran 1:13:10 in Cleveland, Ohio, and it really from there, from 1994 all the way to when I ran my personal best for the half marathon in 2007 at the Philadelphia Rock and Roll Half Marathon. Those are a lot of years. So, and a lot of all those years of running, I had fluctuations in pace and fluctuations in performance and finish times. And really, it all comes down to, if you're trying to, if you're wanting to focus on the longer races, such as the marathon, the faster you can run that half marathon and really work on your speed, the faster and more capable you're going to be at running the marathon distance. It's not a guarantee, because even there are athletes out there that run really great at the half marathon but have a harder time running well at the marathon distance. So faster times in the shorter distances doesn't always guarantee that you're going to run a phenomenal marathon, because there's a drastic difference between obviously the half marathon and the marathon distance. But I think it really all comes down to, in terms of your motivation, it comes down to what it is you're trying to chase after. Are you trying to run a specific time? Are you trying to just run your first half marathon? Because even if your goal is to run your first half marathon, you can still get great results by just staying consistent over a long period of time, putting in that base mileage, spending some time, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks running just easy base mileage, no workouts, no track sessions or fartlek workouts or tempo runs, anything like that. You can run well at any distance by just building a strong base of easy base mileage and staying consistent and persistent on a consistent basis. That is really the key to really anything. I mean, whether it's running or a business adventure, business goal that you have in mind, or anything. If you're trying to lose weight, it's consistent action and not letting up. I think far too many runners start to get discouraged when they don't see the results they're looking for as quickly as they want. It's important to plan out what you want to do, but know also that difficult goals, and especially trying to run a half marathon, which is an aggressive goal in and of itself, just to start and finish a half marathon, sometimes takes longer than we realize. And the faster you're trying to run, the more that's going to be required of you. It doesn't get any easier. I wish, to replicate great performances over many years or many months is not easy to do. I chased trying to break my PR for the marathon, 2:19:35, for over a decade. And the closest I got to running faster than that time was 2:26:42. I took 5th place at the 2011 Monumental Indianapolis Marathon with that time. And it's about really, but not losing your enthusiasm and knowing that it's that chase of going after what you're wanting to do really will keep you motivated and keep you excited about what you're doing. And that's really the key to in terms of motivation for running a half marathon. Those are the things you really got to keep in mind. Think of also the things that have not worked for you in the past. How diligent have you been with your nutrition? Are you practicing ingesting more fluids and more calories on your long runs, so that when you get to your longer races like the half marathon or the marathon distance, you will have practiced that thousands of times, so that when you get to the race, another big reason why a lot of athletes, especially for the half marathon to the marathon distance, a lot of times they're not running as fast as they want, and they're not finishing as fast as they want in terms of their times, is a lot of times because they're not drinking enough fluid in the race. They're going out too fast and not being being too aggressive too early in the race, and they go into oxygen debt. Those are mistakes that you can make up for. But it does take time. I had to do the same thing. I remember going, I think it was I was racing against Ryan Hall, and I went out at 9:27 through the first 2 miles of a half marathon one time. Very, very bad mistake on my part. One, I'm not Ryan Hall. I don't run a 2:04 marathon or a 59:43 half marathon. So I had no business going out that fast with that guy. So that was a learning experience for me. I'm a 107 guy for the half marathon, 2:19. So, Ryan and I are not even the same ballpark, even though he's retired now. But when he was at his best and when I was at my best, there's no way in the world I was going to run for that long period of time with him. But sometimes you have to make those mistakes so that you can learn from that and you can move on and run better times by being more conservative earlier on in the race so that you can really attack those last few miles when other people that have went out too fast, such as myself when I went out running with Ryan Hall. So keep those things in mind with as we lead into 2021. Know it's going to be a better year. I know we all know what's going on in the world. It's really important just to stay motivated. Keep yourself positive. Focus on positive information, because if you're watching the news on a regular basis, it's not going to do very good for your health or your mental well-being. It's better to focus on listening to positive podcast or reading positive books, listening to videos like this. Anything that's going to keep your mind focused and driven. And listening to people that have done the things that you're wanting to do is really important too. Definitely go back to other videos here on the channel. I have a lot of content here, as well as on RunDreamAchieve.com, written content that I've created. If you have any questions or anything that's pressing or anything that's on your mind, feel free to leave me a comment below the video. I'll also leave some information below this video in the description, some more resources for you if you're trying to get to the next level when you're running, whether it's the 5K or all the way up to the marathon distance. And again, on RunDreamAchieve.com, I have a lot of training programs that are built specifically to get athletes peaked at the right time so that you can run a personal best by training smarter rather than harder. And that's really the key. I want you guys, to at least, if anything, to take away from this video is to train smarter, not harder. Don't focus so much on volume, thinking that more mileage is the answer. It's not. Oftentimes, it's not the answer. It's that quality training well below your goal race pace, proper rest, jogging on your recovery days, extending the duration of your tempo runs, and also, as you get fitter, extending the duration of your long runs spent at around 85% of your maximum heart rate, which is right around, depending on your age, it's going to be around 155 to 160 beats per minute. So hope this video has been helpful for you guys. Have a great week of training. Stay motivated, and stay true to yourself, and I will talk to you guys all in the next video. Take care.